Okay? This is a different approach. And I just got to move everything. Let me just get everything out of my way. Okay, so if you, again, let me just kind of repeat it. If you have a hose with electrical wiring kind of twirling through it, and the wiring isn't damaged, right? And the only thing that's damaged is, let me give you, where's my little dummy hose? I have a dummy hose here. Let's say, I mean, this is not the same thing, but you get the idea where the hose split. There's a split, right? There's a split. Normally, the splits are along the twirl, okay? It's along the twirl. Now, you know what gave me this idea? The Electrolux hose. The Electrolux hose has cloth, kind of clothy stuff on the inside of it. And I was wondering, I'm like, all right, maybe they put it in there for strength, like a lot of the cloth, they call them cloth belts. And if you have a vacuum like a Hoover that you have to step on it and there's a tensioner, it's a slick belt. And if it breaks, you can see little strings of cloth on the inside. So I honestly thought that's why they did it. But man, this idea, take a look at this, all right? Now, for you guys, for you macho guys out there, don't worry, you're not going to be sewing. You're stitching. You're like a doctor. What you're going to do, okay, try this. What you're going to do is let me see if I can move I need to do the overhead for the other video that's filming. We have two filming at the same time, guys. So give me a second. Let me see if I can make space so the overhead can pick this up, so the other guys can see it, because this camera here can see it. Here we go. All right, so I'm gonna move this out the way. Let's move this keyboard out the way. Okay, here we go. Let's try it. All right, just hang in there, folks. Okay, so this is what you're gonna do. Okay, the section of your cord that doesn't have the wiring. I'm gonna show you the one I'll show. That's the end result. I'll show you this first. The section of the cord that doesn't have the wiring is like the low. There's hills and valleys inside, not cord. When I mean hose. There are hills and valleys in the hose. Okay, and it's in the valley that you can do this. What I'm telling you to do. Okay. Now, so let's say it was. Let me do the other side, because this is closer to what happens. It's cut in like a twist. All right. It's not exactly, but I'm just trying to give you an idea what I mean. So you would just kind of go in to stitch it the same way the Electrolux have stitching in their hose. You would stitch it and make sure you go right through the valley area, okay? Because the hill is where your electrical cord is going to be. And you're not trying to sew the whole thing up, guys. All you're trying to do is hold it together. So don't pull it too tight, okay? You're going to pull it tight at the end. But like I said, you want to verify that you're in the valley section of your hose, okay? All right, so I would look at the top so you can see where it's coming through. And then you just pull it, okay? But not all the way. Fair enough? So I'll do 3, okay? Right now I just did 2, and I'll do this section here. Okay? Guys, I'll be able to respond to chats in a second. I just got my eyes are on this, so it's very hard for me to be on the chat and that at the same time. Okay? So watch this. So through the valley, right? So now, everything dropped. So now what I'll do is I'm just going to stitch it all together and kind of close it up. Okay? Because all I want is for it to close up like this. I'm not using this to plug my hose. This is just to keep it together. Fair enough? Okay? Now, after you tie it up and all that good stuff, you know what to do, right? Okay? Let me get, where's my scissor? Where's my scissor? Okay. Just for the sake of this. So now, after you tie it up, you can get a product called Dip, right? Right? Look at that. I don't even have an affiliate link with Dip, right? I'm giving them big ups. Oh, where's my glove, man? Where's my trusty glove? Where's my glove? Where's my favorite gloves? You guys trying to reach out to these guys, man. You guys need to hook me up. Let me use my favorite gloves. So now, So now you get the dip, right? Now watch this. Now this is one of 3 parts I'm gonna do to repair this thing. Okay, now watch this. Now you get dip, you get this little thing here, okay? And I've been using this thing like crazy, but golly, you need like something you can something disposable. I'll put my hand in some gooey stuff. Something disposable. I use this like toothbrush thing here, okay? Because I use toothbrush a lot to clean my brushes and all that. I mean so you get this, okay? And you cover up your hose. You just cast it. Just cast the whole thing. You're not even trying to do a patch. You're really just trying to put a cast on this thing. Follow me? Okay, all the way around. Okay, like that, all the way around. All right. Okay, and it'll dry. It dries very fast. It'll dry like rubber. It's a rubber. Okay, and then now, if you want to go further, like I did, because this person is using this for work, you can even if you want to put your tape on it afterwards, but at least you know that it's sealed up, and you're not going to have pieces of that tape on the inside of your hose, possibly having debris sticking to the tape. Okay, you don't want to just wrap it up with duct tape. Okay, all right, because the stuff that goes in, hair, fibers, is going to start sticking to the tape and is going to end up clogging again. So this is the way I'm talking about now. Well, let me show you the finished product. Well, it's not done yet. My thing is not done yet. Give me a second. All right, let me stop a second and kind of see if anybody's saying what's up. Okay, hey. What are you doing? I'm patching up a hose, man. I'm patching up a hose. It's an alternative. It's an alternative. Okay, it's an alternative, and this is specifically for the hose. You can use it for any kind of hose, but this is specifically for the ones that have electrical wiring. Let me show you the one I worked on. Move this to the side now. Get all this stuff out the way. Enough product placement, right? Okay, so watch this. Okay, so a lot of hose would have adapters where you have an electrical wire that's coming out of here and going into the unit. And look what I did. Okay, so what I did now is I went even further. Is I got some Bondo body filler. What I want to do is create a cast, because this is fiberglass. So it's like creating a plastic, hold on, a plastic cast, okay? And then, if you want to really get fancy with it, okay? I hope this is helping somebody. If you really want to get fancy with it, right? Now, this doesn't work just for this. You could use this idea with anything that it's like, man, I can throw this thing away right now, or I can save it, okay? Even if it's temporarily, even if it's just so I can use it for the time being. You can pick this stuff up at Advanced Auto, at Lowe's, Home Depot, etc. Now, okay, I gotta turn this on because I'm supposed to be wearing a mask, so I'm gonna use my vacuum here to run while I give you an idea of what I'm doing here, okay? So I'm gonna turn this on. Now, so let's say you want to get a little fancy with it. This is probably not the right one. This is not the right one. Let me see if I have another one. Give me a second. Okay, don't worry. We can make it work with this. Okay. So turn it on. And you can start to shave it down, smooth it out. Now I have the vacuum sucking up all the dust right away because I don't want to breathe none of this stuff in. But or you could just use regular old sandpaper. You can use regular old sandpaper like 120, 80 maybe. You could start with 80 grit, 120 grit. Or you can just sand it down. This obviously would take a lot more work, but you can sand it down to where it's nice and the smoothness you like, because it's gonna have a few jagged edges, because you know I use this. Let me show you. After I use my, you get this and you get a hardener. This is my hardener, okay? Cream hardener. And I put these two things together. Just a dab of this and a little bit of that. Mix them up real good. Then I use this little spatula here, and I was just like, you know, and then just kind of coat it on, and the thing hardens like a rock. And then you can sand it down, and then if you want, just paint the damn thing black, and it'll just look like a black plastic, like that. You know, you can make it look like, if you really want it. I mean, if you're really like, man, I'm gonna, you know, you get your Dremel, you can put your little lines in it, you know. If it's that important that it looks nice, you know, you just, you know, you get your little Dremel, sand it down real smooth and everything. But really, if you look at what you have here, let's think about this for a second. This is what you have here. Okay, you have a hose coming out on this end. You got a plastic block right here, and you have your hose going in here. The only problem with this hose here is that the wiring is so tight. You can't try that other technique where you just screw it back in. You're likely to destroy your hose. So I figured the tear was right here. I just patched it up, and then I'm gonna sand it down. I'm gonna spray paint it, and you know, maybe I'll put a little line in it if you know whatever, you know, by Wayne or something, and then paint it over. And then, man, there you go. You have, it's like that. Hope this helps somebody. Okay, all right. So that's my little hack for a quick little recovery when your hose is damaged. And normally these hoses are connected to these things. Let me show you. You know, they're connected to these kind of units here with the power switches in here, and this is where your electrical contacts are going to be and stuff like that. So, you know, all right, and then the power goes down, comes out of here, hits this, you know, goes down and goes down to the rug nozzle. All right. So, all right. So anyway, yeah, I'll be done with this guy soon. Okay, move this out the way. All right, guys. So for those who just came for that, thanks for coming by. Now, if you want more, I got one more thing I'm gonna do before I vanish. One more thing I'm gonna do. I am gonna do a, gosh, I'm trying to get all my stuff out of my way here because I got too much things in my way right now. All right, I'm gonna try to replace a cord on a Hoover. So I'm hoping. Okay. So let's have fun with this, right? Let's see how simple this is. All right, so you can pick up these cords on our website. Just a basic cord. You don't need nothing fancy. So a lot of the times people will go online and they're looking for a Hoover cord, okay? And if you don't find a Hoover cord, then you're like, oh my gosh, I can't find one, right? All you need is a basic cord with this black and white, okay? All right, if it's the length you need, then you're good to go. Okay, it don't have to be a Bissell cord. Now, some cords like the Big Green Machine, that's a very specific cord for that specific cleaner. Oh, hey, damn. Golly, the thing was open. The trash. Oh, damn it. Shit, man. Okay. All right. I'll get the rest of it later. But at least it's off my area right here. Okay. Well, all right. No one told us that. Oh my God. The stuff you run into. All right. Okay. All right. Damn it, man. Let's get this cord off of here, man. So I got a cord to put on. So we're gonna put it on real quick. This is just for the show here, right? So what you're gonna do is keep it simple. Just take your hose off. Okay, press your little clip. Take your hose off, right? Turn this. Take that off, right? Get your screw out of the back here. Where's my drill? Oh, you would think I'll have everything. I don't know why I moved it out the way. Okay. All right, let's get this out of here. Probably best to keep the screw inside here. Just kind of keep the screw in. Okay. All right, that's probably the best way to do it. Just put it to the side with the hose. This is simple. This is now this is really for the do-it-yourself kind of folks. If you're not really comfortable with stuff like this, don't even mess with it. Take it into a shop. Keep it simple, right? But sometimes seeing what I do may have a person feel like, hey, you know what? At least it's repairable. Okay. I'm just gonna put these back in here. You know, I'm gonna put these back in here a little bit. And you could do that if you want, or you could just put all your screws in a little cup. All right. And I think for this machine, I think all the screws are the same size. I do this a lot when the screws are different sizes, and I'm not quite sure if I'm going to remember which, you know, where to put it in. All right. Next up, let's say we're going to take off the base. All right. It seemed like a whole lot of work just to change up this cord, right? But unfortunately, it's what we're going to have to go through. Wait, you know what? Maybe not. Give me a second. Let's see something. Give me a second here, guys. I just saw something, and I'm not sure if they made this one slightly different. Give me a second. They may have. Am I right? Am I in luck? Am I in luck today? Hold on. Holy cow, I might be in luck today. No, I'm not. I'm still not in luck. Look. There was a side panel here, right? But let me see something. Yeah, nah, you still gotta take the back panel off. Yeah, I thought I was like, damn, that was cool, man. I don't have to take the whole shit for you. No. This side panel, I don't know. If you can't get proper access, why even have it here? Gosh, you know, it's like psych us out. All right, anyway, let's keep moving. All right, so let's take off this stuff. I need a longer screwdriver. Let's get one of these long boys. All right. All right. Okay, can't see. Who's that? We have protein, Bissell protein. Okay, let me see. Yeah, Bissell. Okay, let me put my glasses on. I'm sorry. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to read a note, and maybe I can help this person. All right. So I have a Bissell protein Pro Heat. Continuously sprays when the attachment is hooked up, even if the trigger is not pressed. How do I fix it? When the attachment is hooked up. Wait. Okay, so you're spraying from the tools? Is that it? Hey, are you playing from are you trying to spray from the tools? Oh my gosh. I don't know if they maybe they left. Hey, what's up, Sydney? Okay, let me explain it anyway, just in case. Okay, so if you have a Bissell, I'm sorry I'm going off course, but I want to answer this question for this person. If you have a Bissell Pro Heat, and based on the question, it says, right, that it continuously spray when the attachment is hooked up. So I'm assuming then that you put the hose in the base, okay, and now the moment you hook it up, it's spraying, okay? That's what I'm thinking you're saying, right? If that's the case, the Bissell have a. Do I have one here? Do I have one here? Give me a second. Don't go nowhere. Okay. Let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay. Damn. Hope I didn't unplug the Wi-Fi. I think I messed with something. Okay, so the Bissell have. Oh shoot! I already I'm glad I already undid it already. Now watch. The Bissell, if it's the hose that we're talking about, right? Okay, all the Bissell shampoos look like this. The ends, okay, have this kind of setup right here, and there's a spring that is set up. Sometimes this gets stuck. This spring will get stuck, okay, down. The stuck open, and that means what you're doing now is that it's a continuous spray, okay. So even though the trigger on top, you didn't press it down, this may be stuck down. You got it? Because honestly, the way this works is that the moment you hook it up to the bottom, the water is just coming. This is what stops the water from going any further. This is a dam, and it stops the water from going any further, and you press the trigger and then the water releases. So if it's the attachment you're talking about, then this is where the problem would be, because it's supposed to be continuously flowing. The moment you hook it up, the water's going to flow up the hose, okay? That means it's also continuously flowing down, waiting for you to hook up that hose. So the moment you put your tank on that shampoo, even if you don't squeeze the trigger at the top, the water for the hose is going to be down there, just dripping down, ready to go, okay? And let's assume I got your question wrong and you're talking about the trigger up top. Well, guess what? The same premise is the same thing. Right below your trigger, below your handle, when you sit your handle on the Bissell, the moment you squeeze the trigger, it's pushing down on something like this. It's called an auto receiver. And that's also releasing the water for the floor, the spray water for the floor. The water for the hose is continuously flowing. The moment you put your tank on, the water's going down there. Okay? I hope that answered the question, and I hope I didn't take too long on it. Okay? Okay, great. All right, great. Do this then. Take this apart. Take this portion apart. Okay? This might need to be replaced, possibly, or maybe the entire hose if you can't get this piece. Because the moment you do this, right, and you pull this out, okay, and if you just left it like that, the water would just pour out, right? And if the only thing stopping it is this, and this guy, the water still flows even when it's like that, then this is just broken. Just look at it that way. This piece here is broken, okay? Because the water is gonna flow the moment you hook up your hose to the bottom of your Bissell Revolution, okay? So this is the key, okay? All right. Hopefully that helps, and I will continue with the cord. All right. Okay. I have a few more minutes. All right. I'll give me a few minutes, and I'll look back over at the chat, and if I have a question need to be answered, I'm gonna get into it. Right now, I have to kind of put my eyes over here, so please don't mind me, okay? All right. But I do have videos in my playlist. If you go to my YouTube landing page, look for Bissell tips in my playlist, and I guarantee you'll find something in there that should be able to help you. Okay, go to my playlist, and you'll see Bissell tips. All right, cool. Yeah, no problem. Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Thank you for coming by. All right, so let's keep this thing rocking and rolling, folks. All right, so now, so it's amazing, right? To get to the cord, I gotta go through all this shit, right? But yes, unfortunately, you're gonna have to, okay? You're gonna have to take this apart, all right, and get this casing off so we can open this body part right here, this shell section right here, underneath here, to get to this cord. So it's a pain in the butt. So if someone charged you to do this, just know that this is probably the reason why. Oh my gosh, look at this thing. Okay, let's get these things out of here. Got all these screws. Let's keep all these guys together. All right, and I believe there should be something under here though. Let me see something. Okay, there's a tab right here, guys. If you're working on one of these Hoover What is this here? Model UH71 1. Okay, one of those in that family, UH711 in that family. You're gonna hit a tab right here. It kind of allows you to move this out the way. Okay, and there should be some screws under here, so let me check. Yep, we got our screws. Okay, sweet. Now let's get this off. That's a whole lot of fun right there. Oh gosh. Oh yeah. Okay. All right. So now we just want to get this guy. We want to get these guys off here. These side clamps, so we can lift this thing out of here. Okay. All right. Let's put our screws together. All right. And you can just keep, again, you can always keep the screws inside the, the area, or you can just keep them all together, okay? All right. All right, so now this comes off, and let's move this guy to the side. We don't need him right now. So all we need is this body, okay? And, okay, here we go. All right, so where's our long screwdriver bit? These are not like fun jobs, right? These are not the cool stuff. This is just grunt work. You just have to get it done, right? This is what something like this is. Sometimes I really think these things are unnecessarily complicated. Like, what I mean is, like, some of these things, it's like they have like a dozen screws, and it's like, really, man, you guys couldn't think of another way to seal this up than put the dozen screws in this shit. That was stuff I have to unscrew this to get to this little panel. All right, so now I'm gonna take these screws over here, take all these screws off. We may have to take out the some of them would have a something like this here, filter, and then you can notice there's screws here too, right? So everybody comes off. Everybody gotta go. Everybody gotta go. Okay. I got two in the back. All right, another two. Come on. Okay. Holy cow. And we're not done yet. We still got some more. Okay. I may or may not. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to take this off. I was hoping I didn't have to take off the top, but I believe I have to take off the top. I may not have to. You know what? Let me not mess with it yet. Because this is not a cord rewind. And I was thinking about the cord rewinds, so I may not have even had to do all of that, I'll be honest with you. My mind was on the cord rewind, so my apologies if I have you go through extra work. The rewinds are the ones that they have all this stuff in here, and you have, because the cord is connected to the rewind and the motor and all that. So the rewinds, but this may have been an easier task. Let me see. Let's see. Nah, not really. Nah, not really. Okay. Not really. All right. Let me see if this is connected. I was going the right way. I was doing the right thing. I'm going to take this big handle off, because I want nothing to stop me from taking this panel off right here. Nothing. I want to be able to get this off. That's what I'm going for, okay? So that's why I took up all the screws out of here, okay? And I believe I still have to take this guy out, all right? So let's do that, just in case, all right? Let me see. Who else is there? Who else? Who do we have? Who's not out, man? There's always one, There's always one that keep you from doing your job. Oh my God, there's another one. Oh shit, there's three more. On you. Okay. All right. Well, hey, at least you know it's sealed up. At least you know they sealed the damn thing up. Holy cow, they don't want nobody to mess with this shit. All right. Oh my God, there's another. All right, I may not. Yeah, there we go. All right. Are we happy now? Can we come off now? Can we come off now? What else? Oh my God. Come on, don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. You need to come out. Don't mess with me, man. I'll mess you up. Okay. Okay, I got one more. Go on, yo. Golly. One more. All right. So this part is just to get to that to get to the motor. Okay. The reason why I want to make sure, and you want to make sure, number one, nothing is wrong with this motor. Everything is good to go. All right. Everything is fantastic. And because if there's any wiring that is a little bit messed up, then you would know. But now we got access to where we need. That's all of that work was so we can get to this section right here. You see how the cord is kind of tangled up in there? Okay. So we're gonna take this whole thing out. Okay, and let me cut it first. Let me get my little cutter. Now look, some guys don't even have to go through what I just did. If you are willing to, I'm just not willing to. I'm not gonna do this out of the shop. I'll do this for a friend, right? But I wouldn't do this at the shop where you cut the tip off and go to Lowe's and get the ends and then wire them. You can do this at home if you like. I always recommend replacing the entire cord and not to do that little, don't do that, okay? All right? Good. Hey, gosh. Yeah, it's 1 o'clock, Sam, and I'm shooting my live. Hey, all right. Golly. All right, so let's do this, man. Let's take this old cord out of here. Now, if you notice, look, what's so nice and simple about this, guys, after all of that craziness we just went through, all you need to do is reattach the black and the white cords. Okay? That's it. That's all it is. There's the black cord. You see it's coming right out of the cord, right? The black cord, the white cord. The white cord goes straight to the motor. Okay? This here is a fuse. This fuse here will shut your motor off if it overheats. It will, if there's a short somewhere and, there's a risk of maybe overworking the motor, fire maybe, something like that, this fuse was shut off. So sometimes you may replace your power switch up here. You may replace your cord, but if this fuse is blown, you won't have any power. Okay? All right? So keep that in mind. There are times where we needed an emergency fix where I just eliminate the fuse, because really all it's doing is just current, and it's just cutting the current off. That's the job of this guy, okay? And it's like a breaker, okay? So, you could use it, you can go without it. It's all up to the individual and their risk tolerance. But it is a handy feature to shut your machine off if it starts to overheat. And these machines will overheat if people don't change their filters. And if you notice that if you've been vacuuming with a Hoover and it's not sucking up properly, and then the machine was shut off and it waits 5 minutes to shut back on again, okay, something like that. What it is that it's waiting for the motor to cool down. And then when the motor's a certain temperature, then you're good to go again. The fuse would now allow your machine to continue to clean. You don't want to blow the fuse altogether, that's for sure. But that's what that is. So it's good to have, and it's probably best not to take it out. But if it's in the way and you have that emergency type of deal, and that's what it's not going to do nothing to the machine. You just have to be the one to be on top of things, because the machine's not going to do it for you. It's not gonna stop running the machine, even if it's overheating. and even if it's clogged. So keep that in mind when dealing with that. Okay? Da. We good? All right, next up. All right, next up. I just want to cut this. Well, let's cut this cord. Well, let's not do that. Let's. Where's my pliers? Where's my? All right, I have this handyman type tool. Maybe this could do the job for me right now. Hold on. Yep. All right, so we just took this off. Separate these guys. Okay. And then we just squeeze this. Took this off, right? There you go. All right. So this is, like I said, this is running straight to the motor. Okay. And this one is going up to the power switch and coming back down to the motor. Okay. All right. Okay. And that's it. So you pull the old one out. Okay. Try to keep this, because this helps to protect your cord. You know, when it goes up and down like that. You keep doing that, then you'll end up getting like some kind of crease, and then eventually you'll cut your wire. Okay, so that's what this is designed to do, protect you from all of that stuff. So keep that. Okay, all right. Let's actually, it's supposed to go this way. It goes in from the inside. Okay, like that. So you won't pull your cord out, yank it out. All right. All right. So let's get the replacement cord. All right. Now there are two ways I've done this before. I've done it two ways. This is probably the nice clean cut, and just wedge it in there nice and easy. Okay. Now, there are times when it's just not, it's not available for you to do that. So sometimes you have to kind of put it in like this with the wiring and see if you can pull it through. But the risk is that you'll pull more of the wiring out and kind of cause like little wrinkles in your hose here. So that's the risk of doing it the other way. But it is, if you find yourself stuck, don't think that you can't solve your problem. Okay. All right. Keep it rolling. Keep it rocking and rolling. All right. So now I'm gonna push this through here. Push this through here, right? And so now what I need to do is I'm gonna have to score this. Okay. I'm gonna have to score this. When I say score, I just want to put a light crease with the blade or something. Okay, be very mindful what you're doing with this, because you don't want to cut your wiring, or you get a hook blade, which is my favorite, and start from the top and kind of slice it down here. And the hook, what it does is, if you notice, it's like this, so it's not cutting your wiring on the inside. It's just, and then you can kind of go around like that. Okay, so those are different. Let me see if I have a hook blade here. Okay, so hook blade, this one's a little rusty. I gotta fix up my blade. All right, so do it on a hard surface. You don't want it in your hand like this either, if you're gonna use the hook blade, because you don't want to slip. Okay, so if you have one of those like Teflon style gloves, maybe you can do that with it. Okay, but I'm doing it away from my fingers here, and just you don't need to, what's that word, don't be brutish. don't be too harsh with your movements. Okay, so you see that, and then you can get that out. And then you can, get a nice clean scissor if you like. Someone's going to give you a clean cut away from the cord, and there you go. You have your cords ready to go. Okay? All right? And get your wire stripper, and if you don't have one, you do the same thing like I did before. I'm gonna use a wire stripper here first. Let me do it. We strip the wire, right? See that? Pretty simple. And then, or you can score it, right? So you can score it, just turn it just turn it like that, and then you can get something like this, and just kind of pull it off. All right. Hold on. Almost there. There we go. Okay. So that's that. So there's two different ways you can do it. Okay. All right. Now, the way I like to hook these up personally is I like these. I like these more than I like the other ones. I like this kind of stuff. I like the male and female of these. I prefer these more than I prefer the this. Okay. Or what's the other one? The other one is the twist. The twist is fine. It's just that it's probably best to reinforce them with maybe some electrical tape or something, because of course they're twisty twist. But if you do twist, it's recommended that you let the wiring twist with it. So let me do the twist, because these are easy. This is easy to show you. You know, you slide it in, and then you grip it, and now it's stuck, right? Okay, that's easy. Let me show you something about the twist, because sometimes people prefer to twist, or that's all they have, but then we don't do it all the way. We have to commit to it. So I'm starting pretty much there, and just keep twisting and twisting and twisting this thing, okay? So it looks twisty, like a pretzel. Okay, keep going, all right? And then if you like, just put some electrical tape on it, reinforce that, and lock it in, okay? All right, and the same thing with this. All right. Now, for everyone else, I'll use the male and female version. Let me see if I have the female to this one. Where is it? Didn't I just have it in my hand? I just had it. All right. So here's male. Okay. So see this here? Lock it in. Now you can also use these things. These guys, which I probably should have done earlier, but you use these shrink wraps here, and you would put it down here first, and then slide it up, and then shrink it. I'll do it on this one. So you would drop it down like here, right? Get your female now. Okay. No, don't tell me. Okay, no, I got another batch. I was about to like, man, come on, man. All right, here. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it again. We got a few more minutes left. We're almost done. Okay, so you do this, right? You get your little squeeze. Squeeze it tight. Make sure it's in there, right? Then you put this up here like this. Okay? Now, if you have a heat gun, use a heat gun, right? If you don't have a heat gun, and you happen to have what do you call that? A lighter or something. The best one is the ones with that looks like a jet. What do you call that again? Oh my God, the torch. Those are the best. But if you don't have that, use this, right? Let's do it. All right. Maybe I shouldn't do it with my gloves. Where's my torch, man? Okay, I got a torch here. You know, you light it, then the thing is on your lighting your rubber gloves. All right, so let's do the torch. All right, and it starts to shrink up. And voila. So this here to me is a lot more secure now that this is on there like that. Okay? So this is the way I like it. Okay? And then you just slide them in. Okay? See that? And that's a simple connection to me. All right? So I did it both ways so you can see. Now this is how it came. It came like this. But then this is what I These are the two other options that you guys would have, okay? All right? And that's it. So you put your new cord in. Now, this is what you have to do. Now, if you notice, this one doesn't really have a, this is what they're going to use this. They're going to use this section to hold it in, okay? A lot of the machines would have a something to hold it, so you can't just leave it in there. You're gonna have to kind of do a figure eight shape with it, like a figure eight. Actually, let me start from over here. I'm starting from the back. Yeah. So you're gonna have to figure eight this thing and then push it all the way down. This way, what you're doing is you're locking in the. You don't want this to be you don't want to be able to pull out. So if it yanks it, it can't yank it out of place. Okay, that's the idea. You know what? Let me put my cord underneath. Let me put my cord underneath the figure eight to secure that. So it would be also like that. Okay. There you go. Okay, good. And just run these up the creases. They have creases on purpose so the cord wouldn't get crushed by the when you finally close the thing up. You don't want your cords to crush. Okay. All right. So you just kind of run it up the ladder here. Okay. Make sure that everybody's snug. See that? Everybody's like in their place. Okay, nice and neat and snug. And then you put this guy on. Actually, this is securing it. This plate is securing it. See that? You put this guy on, make sure he's snug, and everybody's back in there. And nothing, you don't feel any resistance, because the resistance could be one of the wires or on like falling over where it's not supposed to be, and you could be messing up the wiring. Okay, so any resistance, just kind of slow down for a second, see where you're at, look at it again. Sometimes it could just be that it's not in its little hole, whatever. Okay, but just if you feel something, just double check it. All right, and if it feels right, you're good. If not, just it won't hurt to take it up. Okay, all right. Let me see something over here. Something over here don't feel right on this side. So let me lift this up again. Something don't feel right. This is locked in. This is down here. This is here. Okay. All right. Maybe it was me. This is here. Okay. Dude, guys, even if you have to tape the damn thing down, good, that feels better. Even if you have to tape it down, tape it down. Nothing is stopping you from that. All right, you do what you got to do to make your thing work the way you need to have it work. Okay, and that's it. Let me just anchor a side in, and then guys, that's it. Actually, I don't think this goes here. I think something goes here. Hold on. No, yeah. Yep. These three were the ones that were on the inside below the filter case, below this. These are the guys that were sitting down here below this. Okay? So that's why I'm just putting them in there. The reason I didn't want to put nothing here, because I believe that is reserved for, let me show you. Good. That's reserved for this guy. Boom. Right. So I got to put this guy, and then I'll put that guy on, all right? But that's it, folks. All I'm going to do is just put this back together, nice and easy. I'll let the time kind of wind out. It's already 2 o'clock. I'm going to be at my shop around 3:30. All right. And let me get my things in order, and that's it. Okay. So I'll say bye. You guys, peace and hair grease. and I'll be exiting with my other crew in a second.